Hey everyone. So today I'm going to go over with you the beginnings of the Young Entrepreneur Project that you're going to be doing for math for today and tomorrow, Thursday and Friday of this week. This is kind of a long project. There are lots of different parts to it. Don't worry, we're going to go through each of the parts, one section of each of the different parts together. That way you only have a few little sections to complete for each different part of this project. At the end, you're going to be able to do some creative stuff, which should be kind of fun. So let's get started looking at it. So, commercial real estate. First of all, commercial real estate is property used for business purposes. Commercial property is usually not a private home dwelling, and it includes such spaces as office buildings, malls, hotels, shopping centers, warehouses, and more. So you are going to be an entrepreneur or a young independent business owner that needs some office space. We're going to have to be checking out and renovating some commercial real estate. Background information, here we go. There you are, starting your first business. You're contacting a local real estate agent, and here are some things that you need to know about each space that is available. So, if we look at this, here we go. So here are your spaces. You have 101 Deer Avenue. It's a flexible space. That means it can be used for all kinds of stuff. It's about 1,500 square foot, so it's fairly large, and it is $19.50 per square foot per year. Now that will seem pretty steep considering this one's only about less than $3 per square foot, and this one's around $6 per square foot. But keep in mind, this is per year, which means that amount is going to be broken up over 12 months, which actually makes it a really good price per square foot. 27 Curtin Street is a one-story office building. It's only 570 square foot, $605 per square foot per month. Smaller space, a lot more expensive, but it is a one-story office building dedicated. Last but not least is 153 River Drop Drive. This is a strip center space, so this is like a strip mall, and it's 1,850 square feet at $2.54 per square foot per month. So again, keep in mind, this one's per year, these two are per month as we're working through things. All right, looking on down. Task number one, let's get into our tasks and see how we can do. I'm gonna do one section of the task with you as we work through each of these different sections. So, our first task so after we've written our business plan and we secured funding, it's time to determine our business location. Use the information in the chart above to fill out your chart below. So we're going to use this information to fill this out right here. And we'll deal with Deer Avenue to start out with. All right, so the area of Deer Avenue, well, we actually know that from what was faxed to us up here. We know that the area is 1,500 square feet. So feet squared. So 1,500 square feet, we know that that is the amount of area that this space contains. Calculate the rental cost per month. Now this will be a little difficult because we don't know the amount per month, we know the amount per year. And to find the amount that it would cost us to rent it, we need to take our area, which is 1,500 square feet, and we're gonna multiply that by the $19.50 per square foot. So 19.5 times 1,500. That should give us our answer. Then when we're done with that answer, that will give us the amount that it will cost to rent this place per year. But what we need to know is per month. So when we get this part of the problem done, so we'll put that in parentheses, we need to take that amount and divide it by the number of months in a year, which is 12. Now again, you won't have to do this part with these two amounts because they already tell you how much per month. This we're just doing because what we know for this amount is per year for this particular piece of real estate. So there is our equation. We have our square footage times how much it costs per square foot divided by our 12 months. And that should give us the amount per month that we're gonna pay for this space. So let's work this out together. I'm gonna work it out over here so I'll get a little bit more space. So I have 1,500 or 1,500 times 19 5/10. So I am going to do it this way. The extra 0 at the end, that's just a placeholder and I don't really need it. And I'm just gonna worry about my decimal again. I'm multiplying with the decimal. So what I'll do is I'll forget about that decimal while I multiply. I will just use it for my answer. I'll bring it back in for my answer of the problem. So we're just going to do this three-digit long multiplication problem, standard algorithm, and then we should know the amount. So 5 times nothing is 5, or is nothing. Anything times nothing is nothing, right? 5 0 times is also 0. 5 times is 25, and I'll carry my 2 up. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 2 is 7. So there is my first answer. I'm done with this. I'm going to move on to my next digit. Now remember, there's a spot over here, and I need to keep that placed by dropping a 0. And now I can go straight on through. 9 times nothing is nothing. 9 times nothing is, again, nothing. 9 times 5 is 45. Drop my 5 here and bring my 4 up top. 9 times 1 is 9, plus 4 more gives me 13. So there's a big amount. Last but not least, I need to deal with this 1. And again, this is 2 spots over, so I need to drop 2 zeros, and I can treat this just like 1. 1 times nothing is nothing. Do that twice. 1 times 5, of course, is 5, and 1 times 1 is 1. And there we go. We should have our amount here pretty close. Zeros, of course, remain 0. 0 plus 0 plus 0. 5, and then a couple of zeros will just give us 5. 7 plus 5 gives us 12, plus 0 is still 12. We'll drop our 2 and carry our 1. 5 plus 3 is 8, plus 1 gives me 9, and 1 plus 1 is 2. Now again, $292,500, that seems like a lot of money. It seems like way too much for what that's asking for, but again, remember, we need to deal with our decimal point. So we're going to drop 1 0 off because we need to put one of our digits behind a decimal point. So that becomes that, $29,250, and that's going to be our amount per year. $29,250. There you go. So there's your amount per year for the rental at Dare Avenue. Again, just as you're going through with these, it's going to be a similar set. The problems will look very similar. You're just not going to have to do this part because the 12 is only for this one because that one we only knew per year. These we already know per month, so it's already broken into 12 equal parts. So just have to worry about this part of the equation for these two. And then when you're done, you'll move on to the next section. Why don't we move on together and we'll check and see what the next section looks like. I'll work through at least setting up some problems with you for the next couple sections, and then I will let you guys get to work. All right. Here we go. Pull this back down just a little bit. All right, so for this section, there are 3 rooms located in this office building. Room 1, room 2, room 3. This is office space. This is the office space on Dare Avenue that we just worked on. Now we need to figure out how much it's going to cost to renovate this office space. And there are a couple different things we'll need to do. So, there are 3 rooms in this office building. So room 1 is 1/3 of the office space. Now remember, we know how much area there was at Dare Avenue. It was 1,500 square feet, right? So to find room 1, it's 1/3. So we'll do 1,500 over 1 times 1 over 3. We'll figure that out. So 1,500 times 1 is, of course, over 1 times 1 over 3. We would get 1,500 times 1 is 1,500. And 1 times 3 is 3. And again, now I'm going to have to divide this out. So I'll divide the top and the bottom both by 3. That will give us a whole number. And luckily I know my 15s and my 3s. Don't even worry about those zeros. Pretend they don't exist. 15 divided by 3, well, I know that one. That one's 5, because 5 times 3 is 15. So I would have 5, and then I'll just add my zeros back in. That would be 500 over 1, or 500 square feet. So that's what we're going to have for our answer here. My area is going to be 500 square feet. Painting and supply costs, including labor. So we're going to look up here on this section. So my painter is going to charge me $149 to paint this room. I'm going to put his amount right here for now. And then my paint and supplies, the supply cost for room 1 is going to be $280.77. I'm going to take this amount and I'm going to add them together because I need to know how much he's going to charge me and how much his supplies are going to cost. So 7 plus nothing is 7. Again, 9 plus nothing is 9. 8 plus 4 is 12. Carry my 1 up, and 2 plus 1 is 3, plus another one is 4. So it's going to cost me $429.77. Or, as you're doing this out, I would write out my problem. So 149 plus 280.77 equals $429.77. Now, I'm not going to tell you the answer for the flooring, but I will, because we're working this out together. I want to work through with you one last part, and I want to think through how much, or how we can find out how much the laminate costs. So, an equation for determining the cost of our flooring. So the laminate flooring here is $1.99 per square foot. So I'm going to have, well, I need to know what the area of my room is, right? And then I need to know how much per square foot. So I'll need to know my area in square feet times my cost. You can even put a money sign there. My cost per square foot, and that should give me my total. Or in this case, I can add in my numbers here. I've got my area is, of course, we decided 500 square feet times my number, my price per square foot, which was $1.99. And I will leave you to figure out the floor cost. All right, we're almost done. I want to look at the last section, talk through what you need to do, and then I will let you guys get started. Don't worry, you've got 2 days on this. It's going to take you a little time, but it should be kind of fun. All right, this is the last little bit I think you'll need to use me on. So, we've got Curtin Street here. Here's Curtin Street. There are 2 rooms located in this office building. This is the information for each one. So, it says for room 1, I'm trying to find the preparation cost for this guy too. But for my area this time, I know it's 570 square feet, but I don't have a fraction this time. I actually have a percentage. Now you're going to have to remember from way back, we only worked on this for like a couple days. We'll have to remember how to make percentage into something we can use. Actually, I think the easiest thing for me is to make it into a fraction. To make anything from a percent into a fraction, we just take the number we have as the percent and put it over 100. So ladies and gents, I'm going to have 570 times 20 over 1 times 100. We'll multiply straight across. That should give you an answer for your area. Remember, this seems like a lot, but when you're done, you're just going to have this, basically this total, and you'll knock 2 zeros off because you're dividing by 100 at the end. In order to find your painting supply costs, well, again, you're going to figure out your amount that's charged and how much the supply costs for each room. And last but not least, how do we find out our square footing or the amount for the flooring? Well, it's going to be just like above. You're actually going to use the same formula you used above because we're still going to need to know how many square feet and how much it costs us per square foot. All right, that should give you a great start on this. There are other small sections to this, and when you get down to the end, you're just going to be doing some fun stuff, figuring out what you'd like to sell. You get to make your own business card, name for your company. You will be drawing some things out here in a moment. There'll be another short video below this showing you how to use Cami, because instead of writing these things in like I've been doing, you're going to need to type them in online. So check out the video below and you'll see how to download Cami and get working with that too. All right guys, good luck.